everyone. This is Dr. Dwain Woode, and we are here about to start my fast after I finish eating. And so just wanted to come on and share with you what my last meal is for today and encourage you encourage you to come along and fast with me. I know some of you said you were starting a fast this week. Here we are. We are on day number 1 as we walk through the next 3 days, 72 hours. Right, so we'll talk more about that here in just a minute. So welcome to you. Fasting, this is our one of the big pillars of our health action plan where we fast once a week. I've encouraged you to begin working your way up to be able to fast for at least one 24-hour period once a week. That is a start. If you need additional metabolic benefit, there are longer fasts. Of course, I do a 72-hour fast once a week, and I'm going to show you what I'm using right now to end my eating period, and it's going to be my last meal before I start fasting. If you are with us today and your plan is to start the fast, hey, this is it, right? So you're going to do today into tomorrow. It's going to be first 24 hours. Of course, tomorrow around this time to the next day, which will be Thursday, our second fast, and then, of course, our last day of fasting, which will be from Thursday into Friday. Last week, several of you joined us on day 2 or 3, so kudos to you. And if you were successfully able to do that, hey, my hat's off to you, and I'm very proud of what you're doing. One of the things I said to someone actually this morning, a new patient of ours, I said, I am so proud of you. And she said, why are you proud? I said, because you have decided to take charge of your health. And by being here, by showing up, you are saying, I am important. My health is important, and I'm willing to do what I need to do to be successful. Okay? As we walk through the health action plan, remember, it is a blueprint that we are using that helps us do the things we have to do to be successful. Often, we spend time in all other areas of our lives with plans. We plan how to save, we plan how to get an education, we plan relationships, we plan our moves, but when it comes to our health, we just kind of wing it and we allow things to just happen. We're no longer doing that. We are right now doing what we need to do to be healthy, to be successful, to make sure that we are putting into practice the things we have to do in order to get ourselves in that position. For those of you who are out there, you're like, why are we fasting? Why are we doing this? What are you doing? There are over right now 1 billion people on the planet that have diabetes or prediabetes, and it is growing. And so one of the things that we are in the process of doing is how do we correct our metabolism? And if you've been following me over the course of, actually you've been following me at all, you've seen kind of my transformation going from over 285 pounds down to 180, 190 pounds right now. So almost 100 pounds in terms of my loss. And that is a direct result of saying, look, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep staying in this space. I can't keep walking down this path because I was seeing complications and other issues that were coming up. I said, no, we've got to do this. And so how do we do that? This is the health action plan. And fasting is a big component of that. So let me go ahead. I'm going to show you what I have so far. Well, a couple of things. If you've been with us on our show, you know that yesterday we postponed our walking into the 5th pillar of the health action plan. I spent last night with the family member at the ER for most of the night and doing well. And so things got thrown off course. As a matter of fact, as I was getting ready to go on air for our show yesterday, we had something happen, and as I was ending the show, had to leave, get in the car, and drive down to the ER. So for those of you who were with us last night, that's what happened. And now we are into the process of doing the rest of our week like we normally do. We'll come back and we'll get into the health action plan, get back into that pillar at some point, probably next week. We won't force it this week, but that's where we are. So let's go ahead and let's take a look so you could see what it is that I am eating right now. And so I had to make a couple of changes to my plans on what I'm eating. So right now I have a salad, and I think this is a Southwest salad, if I remember correctly. That's this guy right here, right there. And then I went downstairs to the cafeteria, and I've got I've got some carrots in there, tomatoes. These are supposed to be some toasted almonds, some cheese, okay? And then to add some protein, I've got a hamburger patty. Now on this salad, there is some chicken, some grilled chicken that I'm having. And this, of course, has lettuce. It has the cucumber, not cucumber, but got some cheese in there. Got the chicken, and there's some corn. Now, I'm not crazy about the corn because the corn can spike my blood sugar, so I may pick that out as I'm going through, but that gives me a good variety. As you know, one of the reasons that I use salads most often as I am either ending a fast, right, breaking the fast, or when I'm getting into the fast, is because the salad gives me bulk. Now, a lot of people say, so why do you eat salad all the time? Well, the salad is really my base because it gives me the fiber, it gives me the bulk, and then on top of that, that's why I am having this extra burger patty, and I've got on top of this chicken, on top of this salad, I've got some chicken, and that is what I'm using, okay? And I see some of our community members out there. I see Cornelia. Hey, Cornelia. I see Anthony. I see Pam out there. Glad that you guys are joining us and getting ready to eat. And so I have a salad, right? So this salad has, let's go through it. So we've got some cherry tomatoes down at the bottom. There's some corn in there. I'm going to actually pick those out. There's some grilled chicken, of course, the lettuce. And then I went down to our cafeteria and grabbed a few things that I'm going to add. So this has some cheese, it has some carrots, shredded carrots, some more cherry tomatoes, and then it has, what else do we have? Oh, some toasted almonds. Okay, so that's there. And then to add additional protein, I've got a hamburger patty. So one of the reasons for the hamburger patty is when I went downstairs, they had some chicken, but it was right next to the shrimp, which I have a shrimp allergy. And so they're not always good about making sure. Anyway, let me not say that. So I decided to have a hamburger patty, which actually makes a good point, is people say to me all the time, hey, I have to go to whatever, or I go to the fast food restaurant and they don't have anything that's healthy. And the answer to that is no, that's not true. You can create for yourself chicken. So Cornelia says, break chicken, asparagus, broccoli, and avocado. Okay, yeah, I love that. But the salad does look good. So you can create for yourself a meal for any place that you go. So don't think that just because you're going to a particular place and it's a fast food restaurant that you cannot have that. But because the answer is no, that's not true. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get to it. That is good. So if you are fasting with us starting today, drop that in the comments. Say yes or no. Say one. Put a 1 that you're fasting on day 1. If you're going to do a day 2, put a day 2. And of course, if you're going to do day 3 with us, put a 3. This burger looks good. Looks like I thought it was a ribeye steak while I'm drinking a protein shake. Hey, what's up, man? Light works. And look, Anthony said he's going to do day 2 with us. Looking forward to that, Anthony. Cornelia says she's doing day 1. Come on, come on. And if you're going to do a complete 72-hour fast, go ahead and put a T for total. Ah, this is delicious. Now here's the thing, right? So I'm eating this, but I'm trying to remember. Um, I'm trying to remember what I ate when I ate last, because I don't think I ate anything last night. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Lightworks, man? Good to see you. Good to see you coming through. We've missed you. And so right now, I'm just eating out of every one of these containers. Now, the other thing is I know I'm not going to be able to eat all of this, so I've got to be strategic to make sure I get the protein in, make sure I get the fats in, make sure I get the bulk in, which is why I said I'm probably going to pick out the corn that's in this. And this salad, actually, the one salad that Cornelia says looks good, this salad is from a restaurant, and they have, let's see, here's their dressing, and I decided I was not going to use theirs because I think it has too much other stuff. The one that I got from downstairs is pretty simple, and you guys will recognize this. I'm going to cover up the name, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Let's get some chicken in here. So when we talked about balanced bites, Lightwork said, "I never use the dressing anymore." That's very good. Remember, our balanced bite says that we're minimizing processing. Okay, so that actually is a good choice. Lightworks, as you're looking at the meals, yeah, you want to. If you are working on balanced bites, a good place to lose calories, or I shouldn't say lose, get rid of calories would be the dressing. So for those of you who were with us last week, you know we walked through balanced bites on our show, and so we're talking about combining balanced bites with, of course, fasting. And now we've done 4 of the 7. Anthony said he stopped using dressing last century. Why ruin a good meal? So we've done 4 of the 7 pillars of the Health Action Plan. And tell me right now, if you have been kind of walking through that process, of the 4 parts, and remember we did walking, fasting, strength training, and then balanced bites. That was the way we nourish ourselves. Which one do you think is your major? Which place do you have the best success? Right? Which one do you think you're doing well at right now? And Boy says, "Hi, hey, how you doing?" Like putting steak sauce on perfect steak. I love that. So which one do you think you're doing well with right now? Fasting, walking, strength training, or balanced bites? Pamela says she doesn't really like salad, so she needs the dressing. Well, for me, I like salads, but I still need the dressing. I shouldn't say need, right? So I still like the dressing. Hey, Bowie. And Cornelia says she's doing much better with balanced bites. I like it. So I think, yeah, so go ahead and drop those in. Fasting, okay, so fasting, I see that. Anthony says as a newbie, go with balanced bites. Bowie says walking and strength training. Fasting and balanced bites is my challenge. Okay. So here's a deeper question. Based on what you put in, and I guess let me jump in and say, for me, fasting has been the game changer. And I'll tell you in a minute, because I'm about to ask you the same question. So whatever one you put in, why do you think that is the one that you are being successful with? What do you think? Why do you think that is the one that's giving you the best success and you're doing well with it? So if you said fasting or walking or strength training, I think I'm doing well with the fasting. I drink Fairlight protein shake morning, no dinner, still working on balanced bites. That was Lightworks. Thank you, man. So whichever one you put in, why do you think that's the one that you are being successful with? Balanced bites, fasting, walking, strength training. Although I said fasting, but I'm really enjoying the strength training that we're doing on our mini series right now. I said mini series on our series. That really has been a game changer for me in terms of mindset, because I'll come back and talk about fasting. Fasting because I really don't have an appetite, and strength training because of PT. Okay, so Pamela says that fasting and PT and strength training. Awesome. I like that. So it already falls right, or those two already fall right into what you're doing in your regular day or regular life, so they just naturally fit. And that's a great point, by the way. Often, some of the things that happen, we're not successful at them, not because they're not successful, not because they don't work, but simply because they don't fit into our routine, doesn't fit into our lives. One of the examples I give often is for people who are doing strength training. Let's see, Bowie said, I feel great with working out. It's making me feel immediately, and I have friends who work out fasting, feels, okay. I like that. And that one, I didn't get the last part because it just went away faster than I could read. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So intermittent fasting, for example, sometimes it's not that it doesn't work, but the way we set it up and the schedule that we put it on is difficult for us to maintain. When we are built as people, we're built for community. And so if your brain has to make a decision between fasting and being in community, it will choose being in community. What does that mean? It means that if you've decided I'm going to intermittent fast, say 16 and 8, and I'm going to end my eating window at say 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but my family doesn't sit down and eat until 6. If I'm ending at 5 o'clock, there's 1 hour difference, and there's automatic friction there, right? There's dissension. And so our brain will make that. December 31st, I had dental implant surgery. This is Anthony. Dropped 40 pounds. Fasting is easier for me because the light works caught in the meeting during the day. Okay, so good. I like that. When I do these, I'm gonna have to set up my computer also so I can spend more time reading your comments. Right, so as you're setting up your routines, make sure they fit into your life. Because if they don't, you're not going to be able to sustain them. My relatives love eating out and eating junk food. Delicious, delicious. So, so for me, fasting is working better, and on a close second is probably now the strength training. The fasting, because for years, right, in all of my struggle, my issue has been food. And it's been food because of the heat model, right? Habits, emotions, access, and taste. And when I'm fasting, then the food noise goes away. I anticipate getting into the fast, right? I'm looking forward to the fast. I like the fast because when I get there, the food noise goes away. And it allows me some power. As I know friends who always say to me, it's not able to eat, it's the fellowship. Yeah, it's the fellowship, yeah. Right, so when people say, oh, you know, I can't go and not eat, a lot of times we're focusing on the food, but it's the fellowship that's really important. Thank you for saying that, Pam. But yeah, so when I get into a fast, the food noise goes away. I'm anticipating the fast. I don't have to worry about food. And because I am automatically doing a couple of things, well, more than a couple, I'm doing several things when I get into a fast. One, I am functionally and practically making a decision for what my weight is going to be. Because the fasting helps me with my weight, helps me with my weight loss. You guys saw, was it a couple of years ago, a year ago, where we set a goal for 52 pounds in 1 year. So 52 pounds, so 1 pound a week. It was fasting that allowed me to be able to do that, right? Because I was hovering in, like I said, 287 pounds, hovering 260, had gone down to 240, back up to 260, and right, that waffling. And it was fasting that allows me to get through that hurdle, get through that plateau, and to begin losing that weight. So 52 pounds in a year. And we tell people you should aim for between a half a pound to 1 pound a week. So that was right in keeping with where I wanted to be. I wanted to be on the upper end of that. So I could have done 25 and a half pounds. But I said, no, I'm shooting for the 52. Delicious. I'm also, when I fast, improving my insulin sensitivity. So my blood sugars are better. That's how I was able to get off of my diabetes medication. According to Fam, it would be great if you would seriously consider joining us in the community on Kajabi, especially when we're fasting. Yep. Yeah, please join us. I mean, we love being in the community. Thank you for putting that out there, Cornelia. On days when we're struggling, the more of us available to come. Right. So the community, we educate, we empower, we encourage. Education is great, the empowerment is great, but community is so more important. Yeah, we can celebrate each other. Love being in there with our folks who are there. So thank you, Cornelia, for putting that. Come on through. And you get into the community, there should be a join button somewhere down here. And once you are a member of the channel, then the Kajabi community comes along with that. All right, so come on, join us over there. But yeah, so improving my insulin sensitivity, that's how I was able to get off of medication. Because I no longer needed to take medication to improve my blood sugar. And I'll tell you now that the MOVE campaign is in full force, getting off my diabetes medication is a goal, diagnosed with type 2 a week before my surgery, yeah. This is an amazing process, amazing way of doing that. We have a lot of people in our community who are decreasing their medication, people who have gotten off medication, people who have lost 50, 60. As a matter of fact, if you go to our website, all of our websites, there's a story there that you'll see about someone who lost 100 pounds. And we just saw her a little while ago, and she is still at 97, 98 pounds down after 5, 6 years. I mean, that's incredible. And it can be done. All right, so like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat all of this, but I'm making sure I get the protein, get the fats in. The other thing that fasting does for me, another reason I like it, is that, so not just the weight, not just the insulin sensitivity, but also when I fast, I feel like I am in control. So I am making a decision to fast. It's not just something that's happening to me. I have the ability to decide when I'm going to fast. I have the ability to decide how I'm going to fast. I have the ability to make decisions surrounding the fast. When I start fasting, when I end fasting. What am I going to eat before I finish my eating window? What I'm going to eat when I start my eating window? In the fast, I get to make decisions that are not shackled with food thoughts. So, we were, and one of the series I'm working on, it's called, right now the working title is Limitless Living on the Go. And it is, how does this stuff that we talk about, what does it look like in real life? Like last night, I had to practice limitless living on the go. We're in the ER. We go, my son is having some challenges, and we show up, and the person who's taking our information, or taking his information, makes some assumptions and proceeds to tell him what she thought he was doing. And my wife went ballistic. Right? Because it was inappropriate, her comments. It was totally unfounded, without any basis. And so I'm standing there, and my natural tendency, right? This is my kid. This is my blood. This is my flesh. And here's someone essentially attacking him, right? And so I had to make a decision there, and we did a video about that. But what does it look like on an everyday basis? Now we can talk theory, right? We can talk about, hey, it's great to do this and it's great to do that, and fasting is great, and the health action plan is great. But what does it look like on Monday morning when life hits you? When life says, I don't care what decision you made on the show. I don't care what decisions you make in the community. I don't care what you decided you were going to do about fasting today. This is what's happening. This is what I'm throwing at you. How do you implement that on a regular basis? And I'm telling you, that takes practice. As I shared with one of our new patients today, is that this doesn't happen in the moment. Like when the moment shows up, when you've got to live in a limitless way, it's not going to happen unless you've been practicing the other time. That's why fasting for me is so important, because during practice or during fasting, when I make a decision about what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to end the fast with, what I'm going to be doing in the fast, when life throws something at me like last night, when I was traveling and needed to get to New York for a function and couldn't get to New York because of the weather, right? I had to make a decision in that moment. How do I now behave, and what are the things I'm doing? Are my behaviors aligned with the rhythm of my life? What I say I am, who I am, how I want to portray myself, who I want to be. And the reason that those things work is because I have structure, rhythm, alignment, and structure. If I have rhythm, alignment, and structure, then as I'm going through the course of my life, then I can apply the things that I'm learning. Fasting does an amazing job of that for me. And so that's why I love doing it. All right. So I'm glad that you guys are out there, right? So we got some people who are saying they're doing number 1 with the fasting today. So we are just now into our first day of the 24-hour fast. Coming back tomorrow, we'll do our check-in, which will be day number 2. There's some people say they're doing day number 2, and then some people I saw say doing day number 3, and then I saw one person say they're doing T. So total, so 72 hours, and I sure look forward to being here with you. I'm proud of you. I'm excited for the benefits that you're going to see, the benefits that some of you are currently seeing, and what you are anticipating. Remember, that vision, that anticipation is so important because it sets the course of where we're heading, what we're going to be doing. Okay? So Bowie says she's starting today with me. Yeah, come on. Let's do it. Let's do it together. And just a wonderful opportunity to be in this space with you and being this space improving our health. As Cornelia put, make sure you go ahead and join us in the Kajabi. There are some of you who are already members. Get over to Kajabi. If you're not currently a member, go ahead and join so that we can all get there and we're supporting each other as we move forward. Love being here. As always, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go out there. We're creating the life we've always wanted. Live a limitless life. And we will see you in our check-in tomorrow. Yes. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Pamela and Bowie and Anthony and Lightworks and Cornelia. Let me see. Did I see anybody else out there? If I didn't call your name, that's to charge that to my head, not my heart. Okay? All right. Have a great one.